The collision of worlds. The horizon held a new and strange shape. 3 ships with white sails moved slowly toward the island of Guanahani. Christopher Columbus stood on the wooden deck, looking at the shore. He wore a tall captain's hat and a heavy red cape that caught the wind. Behind the green leaves of the palm trees, eyes were watching. Guarionex stood silently with Anacaona. They wore ornaments of hammered gold that shimmered against their skin. The air was thick with the scent of salt and tropical flowers as they watched the giants arrive. The sound of oars hit the water in a steady rhythm. Christopher Columbus sat in a small rowboat, leaning forward as they neared the beach. Beside him, a soldier gripped a tall wooden cross. They moved closer to the white sand, leaving the deep blue waves of the ocean behind. The boat hit the sand with a soft thud. Christopher Columbus stepped out, his heavy boots sinking into the wet shore. He held a large flag of Spain, the fabric heavy and bright. The deep red of his cape stood out against the pristine white beach and the turquoise water. A soldier followed him onto the land, stepping carefully. His steel breastplate reflected the harsh Caribbean sun, casting bright glints across the sand. The metal was cold and gray, a sharp contrast to the soft green of the jungle and the warm, infinite blue sky. Guarionex stepped closer to the edge of the trees, his heart beating fast. He watched the strange men in their metal shells. He wondered if they were spirits from the sky or travelers from a dream. His hand rested on a large palm trunk, his fingers steady. Christopher Columbus looked up and saw a shadow move near the trees. Guarionex stepped out from the foliage and into the bright light of the beach. 2 worlds stood still. The captain in his velvet and steel faced the man of the sun and the sea. Columbus reached out a hand, his red cape brushing the sand. Guarionex noticed the way the light hit the captain's metal sword at his hip. In return, Columbus stared at the bright gold pendant hanging from the leader's neck. Neither man knew what to say. Other men emerged from both sides, watching the meeting. A Spanish soldier held his pike low, his helmet shadowing his eyes. Across from him, a Taíno warrior held a carved wooden bow. They looked at each other with a mix of fear and deep curiosity. The sun began to set, turning the sky into a bruise of purple and gold. Christopher Columbus stood on the beach, his silhouette sharp against the waves. The world had just become much smaller, and nothing would ever be the same again.